Hello everyone and welcome to my sort of first normal YouTube video. We are here in Rennsport. We are finally able to stream it, to show you videos and like record everything. And yeah, I want to take you guys on some hot laps. We are starting off with the Audi at Spa, which was actually the first round of ESL R1 in Katowice, where we competed on a live stage with a live audience on LAN. And yeah. I hope you can get a glimpse of the game through that, how it works, how it looks like, the physics, how it drives. I'll also give you a little bit of my feedback, how the cars behave, how you have to drive and stuff like that. So I guess let's get going. We start off the lap here at Spa. I think a lot of you already recognize that Spa is the latest version. So we have everything that's new, like on the real track. With like here, the gravel on the outside and everything, new curbs. So it's looking really beautiful, and having driven in real life Spa already a couple months ago, I can tell you it's 100% the same thing. Going up Rouge, full throttle here with the GT3 car. Like exit curbs, it's pretty much just like in real life, so it's actually very well done. As you can see, on Rennsport you have to brake quite aggressively, 100% into the brakes, and then slowly trail off while turning into the corner. The trailing off definitely gives you rotation when you need it. But yeah, Rennsport definitely is more on the aggressive side of things in terms of driving, but I like it a lot because it actually is kind of like in real life. You can lean on your tires, you can have a little bit of slip angle through the turns. Like here, you can go early on throttle to keep the rear rotated, which you need. It's a thing I like a lot in this game. Like here, get the rear rotated over the curb. You can hear the TC work a lot, as well as the ABS. So because you can go 100% into the brakes, the ABS works like it should. And the traction control also works really good in my opinion. Sometimes it maybe cuts a bit too much for it being on 3 already, but it doesn't show. Alright, next up we have the BMW on the Hockenheimring, which we drove on the Sunday, day 2 of Katowice. BMW, I have to say, is the best sounding car so far. I don't know, I have driven the BMW in basically every sim, and nothing comes even close. Like here on Rennsport, the BMW sounds awesome, and you'll hear it in a second. Just some general stuff. I'm running the game on high settings. High graphic settings. You can go on epic, but for the purpose of having, to show you not how it looks the best, it's on high. If I put it on medium, it basically doesn't even look that much worse. You can see on the FPS on top, it is not well adjusted yet, and it's not a finished game whatsoever. We are in a beta state. Everything you hear, you see, feel kind of is not finished. It's not a finished game. It's quite far for what it is, I have to say. But keep in mind, it's not finished, and it will be worked on, and it is being worked on. But yeah, here we go. On my lap on Hockenheimring with the BMW. And just listen to the sound. Like, actually, I have to say that the sound is really good. And I think the BMW is the only car so far which has a finished sound, or like a finalized sound almost. So all of the runoff area here track cuts or track limits in general, I think, are pretty good. You almost every time you know where the track limit is, because it's usually the white line. You go off the white line with all 4 tires, you usually get the off track. So that's pretty much straightforward and gives you as a driver the confidence to know where the track limits are instead of having to guess every time. Also keep in mind, I'm driving just 1 lap right now. I can drive a little more aggressive on a 1-lapper. So let's say in a qualifying scenario. In the race you definitely have to look after your tires at the moment, because they get quite hot if you drive too aggressive, if you slide too much. But in the qualifying we can make use of only having to use the tires for 1 lap only. And just go a bit more aggressive into and out of corners. That's why you can also run a quite low TC setting. Right now I tried 0 with the BMW on 1 lap, this works. If you really want to go into the race with TC 0, good luck. You need either really good throttle foot for that, or you just won't make it. Alright, third track is the Nürburgring GP layout, which we will drive in the first online round of ESL R1. It actually recently got updated with like new curbs, new assets, new graphics. So also really nice looking track. Let's get on with it with this time the Porsche, the 992. I think it's 992 it's called. Yeah, bottom left you can see it, GT3R. Top left, I'm sorry, GT3R 992. Porsche in general has a lot of traction out of corners because it has the engine in the rear of the car. Go on throttle quite early with a little bit of slip, with a little bit of a drift, get the rotation done, also get quickly out of the corners. Yeah, you can hear the TC working a lot. I think the sound is a bit too exaggerated. But hey, at least you know it's working. And as I said, all of the stuff still gets worked on. I mean, if you look at the track, the surroundings and everything, it looks really nice in my opinion. Some stuff like here at the exit of the curb, the green stuff looks without surface so far, without any marks on it and whatnot. Either it's freshly painted, or it still needs to be worked on a little bit to not look as polished. Alright, last but not least, the Mercedes. My opinion, the car I like the least, because it's just kinda understeery, and my personal driving style is having a bit more oversteery cars. So yeah, that's just personal opinion, let's get into it. Also, I think the sound still needs to be worked on for the Mercedes. But yeah, together with the BMW, probably one of the cars that is easiest to drive because it's quite balanced. As I said, a little bit understeery. But yeah, together with the BMW, the more easier car to drive, while the Porsche and the Audi are maybe a little bit more on the harder side. Here under braking, quite a lot of understeer. To be honest, I haven't driven the Mercedes much. As we did BOP testing, I primarily drove the Porsche and the BMW, then the Audi of course during ESL R1. So I actually have the least experience with the Mercedes, but that's just my first impression of the car. Let's try without the TC how it works. I think because it's a bit understeer, it should work quite well without TC for a qualifying lap. That curb really sucks you in a little bit. But yeah, those were the hot laps, or I don't know, showcase laps for you guys with all the cars that are currently available and at all the tracks that are currently available. Alright, let's end the video maybe with some feedback. I think it's a lot of fun to drive. Because you can wrestle the car in and out of the corners a little bit. It allows for some aggressive driving style in qualifying, for example, while still having to maintain your tires in the race. So I feel like it's a big positive thing, because in a lot of sims or some other sims you really have to be driving careful, no slide. If you slide once, the tires are basically done for the race, and Rennsport really allows you to have a little bit of slip angle on the tires, lean on the tires, which you need for like exciting racing. Also the contact model and everything is really well done for allowing close racing. And in terms of realism, like the physics, it's really well done. Sometimes maybe the driving is a bit too aggressive. It would probably kill the tires completely in real life, but having the experience in real life and knowing how the two worlds would compare, I feel like Rennsport is doing a good job in having the car being able to have slip angles, slide a little bit, lean on the tires. That's what you do in real life to get rotation, to get the tires to work. You need a little bit of that slip angle, and Rennsport allows you to do that. In some occasions, maybe a little bit too much, but it is there. The general driving physics is there to make it a realistic sim and quite a lot of fun at the same time. So yeah, that's it. First impression of Rennsport. I had a lot of fun. I hope you got a really good impression of it. I'm looking forward to drive, and I see you guys around.